Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make Deadlox. I know I've made him before, but this time he's going to be in a statue version and I'll be amending some of the, just air quotes here, mistakes that you thought I made on the first one. So let's get started. What you're going to need is black wool, dark grey, light grey, white, magenta, purple, sandstone, and brown. There's one more, but I might need it for a bed actually. So what we're going to do is, we're going to start by making, I don't know if you've watched any of my other statue tutorials. I'm going to start by making the front face, then the back, then the sides, then the head, and everything will be great. And Deadlox is really easy to make, which is also a bonus. So figure out where you want to make him. I'm going to make him right here. And you want to start off with the first row, one black, going to the right. And oh god, before anybody goes psycho, because I know that you nerds seem to tend to, I'm using magenta as another form of purple. Magenta is close enough to purple to be used as purple. If you want to use purple, just use purple and don't whine at me. So 2 magenta, then 2 black, then 2 magenta, then 1 black. That doesn't apply to everyone, just the people that get emotionally invested in skins of Minecrafters that they watch on YouTube. Then do another layer of black on top of what you've just made, and then you want to do 2 black coming in from each end of the next row, like that. Then you want to fill the rest of it in with light grey wool, so you should have 3 rows. And now what you're going to do is, you're going to want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows of light grey. Just do it all. And then we'll have some detailing to put in, but I figure it will be easier to do after the light grey's there. So that's 4 rows, 5 rows, 6 rows, 7 rows, and 8 rows. And then throw 1 row of dark grey wool on top, and then 1 row of black wool on top. So you should have a little something that looks like this. And remember that that is 8 solid rows of light grey, followed by the dark grey, followed by the black. Right, so let's put a little bit of the detail in of the grey. I'm going to knock the blocks out and then put them in, and then, yeah. So in the middle bit here, you want to knock out, like underneath the grey, a 2x2 square, like that, and throw dark grey in there. Then you want to come down to here, and then like, not the first row, but the second row, you kind of want to knock out a 2x2 square going upwards as well. And then like, you want to do it to the side of the square, but like, you know, on the sides like that. Hard to explain this stuff, that's why it's easier to show. And, well, screw it, I'll just put it in and you should be able to, you should be fine. There's not that much grey on the legs. Honestly, I think I'm using a little more grey than is in the actual skin, but, you know, has to look alright. So there you go, they're his legs. Pause that if you have to. We're going to move on to the torso. So, on top of this black here, you just want to do 5 rows of white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so here's where things get a little different, and yeah, we'll actually put like the collar and stuff in. So from the right, you want to go across by 4, and on the 4th block you just want to place a black as a bit of a marker, and then you, from up left diagonal from that black, you want to place a black, throw 1 on top, up left diagonal of those 2 you want to do it again, just do another 2, and then up left diagonal from there you just want to leave it like that. And then from the right side of this single black block you want to do an upright diagonal, then you just want to throw 3 on top, 1, 2, 3, so it's even with that, and then you want to do an upright diagonal, so you want to have this sort of shape. So that's a total of 4 on the right, and then that's a 2 and a 2 on the left, just in case you didn't catch that. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make like everything even with the white up until the black. But don't fill that middle bit in. Whoops! Don't fill that middle bit in with white though, because like that's his chest there. You're just gonna want to get this, and you're just gonna want to fill the middle in with sandstone. I think that's a drop neck tee that he's wearing because it shouldn't come down that far. So let's do his arms. It's getting dark already. I've not been up to this long. Just in the interest of the dark irritates me, I'm going to cut it off here, then I'm going to come back and do his arm. Alright, so sleeping out of the way, we can do the arms now. So his arms start where his shirt ends, which is here on this black row. You just want to extend out by 4 with the sandstone, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you want to do a layer of purple wool on top, or magenta, doesn't really matter. Or you can use green, who cares? It's up to you. Then what you want to do is you want to layer 5 rows of sandstone on top of that. So 2, 3, 4, 1, 5. No, 6. 6 layers of sandstone. So you want to have that. No, you don't. You do want 5 layers of sandstone. So, just to clarify, 5 layers of sandstone. Then you want to do a layer of black. And then you want to just keep piling on white wool until it reaches the top of his torso, like that. And then you want to do the exact same thing on the other side. And for the interest of time, I'm going to cut this bit out. There you have it. There are both arms. I can't remember exactly how many layers of white there are, but the important number is that there is 5 layers of sandstone. But you can see how it all matches up with, you know, just use his collar, I guess you'd call it a collar as a marker, and you'll be fine. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to the back, so let me adjust my screen here. Let's see. There we are. Alright then. So, what you want to do is, at the sides of the shoes here, you just want to bring them back 3 blocks with the blacks, so 1, 2, 3, and on the other side as well. And then, well, whilst I can't really describe what I'm doing here, I'll just show you the finished result, because, for God's sake! They should die in one hit in creative mode. Blocks, you can pile through obsidian, but you can't destroy a pig in one shot. Explain that. Right, there we go. So this is what you want to do. On the sides, it's just black for the first 2 rows, but on the back here, you just want to make that sort of pattern. Don't ask why, it's just like that. And then, what you want to do is, you want to do 2 light grey on top of these 2 middle, 2 light grey on top of the 2 middle dark grey, and then you just want to finish the row in with dark grey like that. And then you want to, would it be easier? No, it might be a bit easier to do it this way. Then you want to do 1 layer of light grey. Then for the 2 middle blocks again, you want to do on the next row. You want to do 2 dark grey, then like you want to go to the left and right and you want to miss one, and place a dark grey and then finish the row with light grey. And you know what, screw it, that's going to be a waste of time. Let me just do a couple of rows and then show you. I don't think there's any benefit to meticulously going through everything. It seems a bit of a waste of time. But so this is what you want to have for like the next 5 rows, 6 rows. You can see, nice and simple to copy. Pause that if you have to. So on top of these, on top of the ends here, on top of the light grey, you just want to go up by 4 with the dark grey wool, like this. There you go. And then what you want to do is, you just want to, like the bottom 2 rows, you just want to fill it in with light grey, like that. And then on top of the light grey here, you just want to go up by 3 rows like that, and then extend out on the top row like that, and then I'm explaining again where I think it's all pretty self-explanatory when I show you. There you go. That's what the back of Deadlox's legs look like. All nice and easy. So what? Pause that if you have to. What I'm gonna do now is, the back doesn't really need any explanation. What I'm essentially going to do is I'm going to copy the front onto the back, except I'm not going to have any of this mess. It's just going to be completely white on his shirt. There's nothing on the back of the skin. So that's what I'm going to do. Just copy the front onto the back and you'll be fine. There we go. That's what I meant by just copy the front onto the back. And like I said, you just leave the upper torso clear. It's just all white. So that's nice and simple. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to sleep and I'll be back. Right, so we're left with the front and the back. Let's get to the sides now then. I actually made a tiny little bit of a mistake that doesn't even matter. Just knock out those two black blocks on the side there, and just throw grey wool in, and then just throw a layer of black on top. And there's a little bit of detailing on the sides. It doesn't really matter, but let's do it anyway. Just better off doing it and then showing you, I think. I mean, it's not difficult, is it? So this is what you want to have on the side. Equally so, no one cares about the side. You can just do it all in light grey if you like, but that's what you should have. All nice and simple. And if you manage to copy that, then all you've got to do is you've just got to do the same thing onto the other side, like that. Oops. There we go. I'm just copying my other side, nice and simple. The arms, there's absolutely nothing special about the arms. You fill those in like you'd imagine you would. Remember to fill the bottoms in though. I've forgotten a fair few times, like that. And then just like copy the colours around. So you know, with the purple, just copy it around, and with the black, just do that. And fill the top of the shoulders in. You only have to fill in 3 blocks wide because the head will take care of everything else. Go back down to here. Again, remember to fill the bottom of the hands in. Follow the colours around: purple, sandstone, black, and then white. Like that. And now we get to make the head. I know that Deadlox's skin isn't a particularly colourful one or anything. I never claimed it was, and the only reason I'm making it is because you guys really wanted to see it. I don't know why, I've got no clue. But there's obviously some sort of reason. Maybe he's a good entertainer, I wouldn't know. So now, let's mark out the head. So the head, it stems from... Did I mess up? Yeah, I did. You're supposed to go 4 blocks in with the torso. My bad. I was thinking of ASF Jerome, where his head's slightly wider. So just mark out where the head's going to be, which is going to be like 8 blocks along, which, you know where it is. And then what you want to do is, you want to, hang on, let me just get this up, because there it is. You want to mark that out, like I said, and then you just want to like bring that whole row forward, and then let's make his face, because that'll be the easiest thing to do. On the ends, you just want to do brown, and then you want to raise the brown up on either end by 7, so it's a total of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And do the same thing on the other side as well. Let me guess. Yeah, there we go. Then just join the gap on the top, and now we can make his mouth. His mouth is on the first row, I don't know why, and it's the 2 blocks in the middle, like that. And fill the rest of the row in with sandstone. And then it's easiest to make the pattern with his hair, so on the right here, on this next row, you just want to add 1 brown block, then go to the next row, and then add 2. And then the next row, you want to add 2, and then another 2, so it's like that. And his eye, actually, thinking about it, he's got brown eyes, and I use spruce wood for it because it's slightly darker. And the reason that I'm not like colouring his hair or anything is, number one, I don't think it looks very good. I think you're much better off just leaving it with the brown wool. I think that looks more than good enough. And you need spruce wood in the hair if you were to, you know, throw the extra browns and stuff in. And that would mean that you'd have to find another colour for his eye, but since his eye is brown, it doesn't exist. You see where I'm going here. So you just want to place the spruce wood there, and then a white to the left of it. And now all you have to do is fill this bottom half section in with sandstone, and fill the top half section in with brown. So you have that. And now, his head is slightly different. His head is slightly different. The side of his head is slightly different than you would imagine. And because of his long hair, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess how he wears it or whatever. But on the skin, you see these 2 sandstone blocks, so you come back 2 of the sandstone, you've got like a total of 4 sandstone on the bottom row, and then you just want to use the brown and come back a further 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then you can like bring this over to the other side, like that, come back this one, and then just copy what you've got on the other side essentially. I didn't do that very well, but you want to have that, so you just want a total of the 4 sandstone blocks. And now that you've got the front of his face, he doesn't have any ears because yes, I'm going to be making his headset. So what you want to do now is you just want to turn his head into a giant cube and then fill in the faces with brown. Like I said, a really easy one to make, Deadlox. I can't say I'm too fond of it because it is a bit plain. I like my more extravagant skins. True Moo is probably my favourite. But I do like the headset. If there is one thing that I do quite like, it would be that. And for those of you, that doesn't mean that I don't like Deadlox. I've never watched any of his videos, I'm never going to. It doesn't mean that I don't like him, I'm not too fond of his skin. Ah, there we go. Remember to fill in the bottom here as well. That's another common fault I usually do. And then you just want to fill the top of his head in with brown as well. Could have probably have done this off recording, but you know, that's how it is. So you have this, and now we get to make his headset. Alright then. So his headset, we will make... Yeah, we'll make it from his face first. So like here, you want to place a dark grey, like up left of his mouth, and then you just want to use black, and you want to kind of like go 2 to the left, and then wrap it around his head, until you're like on top of the second sandstone, and then you just want to bring it up by like 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you just want to do this essentially. The explaining thing again seems unnecessary. Then get rid of a colour or 2, and you could make this multicolored. You could even make like the left block dark green and the right block light green. I'll do that, but I'm just gonna screw it. I'm just gonna use light green, and then you just want to, on top of the 2 middle blacks, you just want to go to the top of his head with the black. And it's up to you whether you want to then give the headset a more squarey look by, you know, doing the head by carrying it over onto his head like that, or knock out those two blocks. I'm gonna make it a bit more realistic. Then you just want to carry it on over to like the other side of his head, like that. And then you just want to do the same thing on the other side. You want to go down with the black by, how many is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you just want to, is it 4? Let me confirm. It's 4. And you just want to do this. And you don't need to make anything other than that, because that's just like the ear cups on his head. And that'll make it look like that. I know a couple of you guys were whining last time about the fact that I didn't make the headset. I'll give you a bit more of an overview, but I'm going to sleep first. I know it's not that dark yet, but it irritates me. It's pet peeve. Alright, now that I've slept and it's getting a bit lighter, let's have a look at the headset. So this is a side with the microphone on it. I know that it's a little darkish, but you should be able to see nice and easily where that goes. Shouldn't be too confusing. And as logic would dictate, I don't know what you call it, like the frame of the headset, it just carries over on like the same two blocks over to the other side of his head, and the ear cup is in the exact same place as it is on the other one, except it is missing the microphone. So this is Deadlox with your amendments. You have, I added the purple, like people kept whining at me to. There's no pink. I don't know why you'd whine about that. Pink is close to purple. I made a couple of changes to the legs, added the headset. I would have liked to have done a little more, but honestly, there isn't much more. I mean, he just wears a white shirt. It's pretty plain. Legs are pretty plain. I didn't want to mess about with the hair. What can you do? What can you do? So that is Deadlox. Thanks for watching, and tell me if there's another YouTuber that you want me to make. I can't really get a general consensus. I think there's like a guy called Sunday, and there's like MLG Haunt or something, and oh, people keep wanting me to make Smosh, but I had a look at their skins, and looking at their skins are a bit boring, so I don't want to make them. But if there's any overwhelming majority of you that want a particular YouTuber made or remade in glorious 3D, I'll make it. I just need to know. Hey, if you've made it this far into the video, maybe you think I deserve a like. If you want to, comment, and if you're new here, maybe you should think about subscribing. I put out new content at least every other day. And for my fellow video makers, if you're interested in a YouTube partnership, click the link below in the description.